Hey, twin lobsters. I'm drawing perspective, figure in perspective. Twin lobsters. Hmm. Haven't had lobster in a while. Makes me think of the old lobster tale. For those who so inclined to the lobster. Thank you. Appreciate it. So tonight I'm drawing a figure in perspective. I usually draw in pen, and I am drawing in ballpoint pen tonight. Hello. Hello, Christy Martinez. How are you? Welcome to my live drawing channel. Well, I'm drawing live tonight. Tonight I'm drawing figures in perspective, and that's the goal. So I have a lot of videos. I encourage you to watch them if you're interested in art and you want to see somebody's process as they're drawing, and you can enjoy those at your leisure and maybe find something interesting and learn something, or just be entertained by them, or both. I do have quite a few videos for someone who's only been on YouTube a few years. I managed to just create a lot of videos, a lot of lives, and videos after the live, and shorts, which are a lot of highlights from those lives. It's crazy. It's always looked like random scribble. Oh, wow. Turned into greatness. Thank you. Thank you. I like the way you said that. Yeah, it's that way in my mind, too. I have this framework in my mind, and then I try to match the image in my mind with the memory of how my visual memory is of where things are located on the face, as opposed to where I think they are. There is a structure here. Yeah, sometimes it does look very random and scattered and just a collection of lines. Well, there you go. So we've got class tonight in the chat. So what's up? You want to just be not here? Is that it by that statement, or what's up? I try those. All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this with this. Well, it's interesting you say that. A lot of figures start out with stick figures. You can take a stick figure and use that model well. Um, it's a lot of patience, a lot of pen control, light to dark, um, and love for drawing, love to make marks on the page and do them with expression. For me, I like to. I get certain things out of artwork. I don't know how much emotion I put into it, but I do put emotion into my skill and desire to want to come up with the most accurate rendition I can of what I'm trying to do here, which is the foreshortening. So I do have a desire and I care to complete it. But as far as my own personal expression about the world communicated through a piece of artwork, I haven't really done something like that in a long time. Um, no, I really draw a lot of just profiles and portraits, not really characters. This is a more of a character pose for the sake of perspective, but um, I am coming up with some characters for a story I'm doing. But for this particular perspective drawing, this is a model. I think she's in a workout outfit or like this t-shirt thing or athletic top. So you see it starts to taper off here now a lot. Figure kind of makes the triangle down here. So I'll do the light triangle. And the way it measures out, it looks like this distance is about this distance. So hopefully I'm on the right track here and it'll look like accurate for shortening, and her breast comes up to about here. So these are like the landmarks, her stomach, the bottom of her stomach. She's wearing shorts that come out to like about this distance. So there's a question in the chat asking if I mostly draw characters, and no, I don't mostly draw characters, but this particular drawing looks like a character. I imagine I could turn it into a character. It's a good pose. How do you practice depth, like what I'm doing right now? Drawing figures in perspective like this. So this is from a photograph on Pinterest. That's a good study. And you just be true to the measurements where things are. You see, I'm doing a double check here, and it worked out well where this is where the finger should be, close to the head. All these things are where they should be. So it looks like this is her hand moving away from her body rather than just this shape thrown on top of it. So it doesn't have a flatness to it. I practice by doing poses like this and then imagining what it would look like. Try to imagine for accuracy. See, there's a shadow line here for the arm, and there's more shadowing in here to show the shape of the thumb. So it's a lot of practice of different shapes of perspectives and different poses. I mean, not shapes. So the hand I made a bit wide, but it's okay. It still looks enough like a hand for me, for my purposes. I'm gonna go and focus a lot on the shading here now, this arm, to really show the depth of perspective and the light on it. So now I'm just shading in a lot of the shadowed areas. As evenly as I can. There's a slight highlight around the fingers. Try to keep that. You know, there's always a little space between the fingers. Remember that. They're not just connected to each other without a little space in there. So that's something to remember when you draw, so your hands don't look like they're cutouts. So keeping those little things in mind as you draw. And don't forget to have fun. I say that because sometimes I do, and that doesn't mean I'm having a bad time. It just means it's almost like I'm studying for an exam inside myself. And I guess after a few minutes I loosen up and have fun, so I encourage everybody to do that if they have similar feelings. You might be starting out as an artist for the first time or getting back into it. I know a lot of people have written me and said, I've gotten back into it, I've watched a video, and they might come to a point where they're like, oh, I'm back where I were and this is why I stopped. And I would just encourage you to take it easy, take a step back, and remember that you're doing it to enjoy yourself. That's helpful for me. I actually do remind myself, like, hey, remember to be teachable, and that means being relaxed, looking at the whole figure and looking at the process, feeling out the process. And they're not just words, there is a process. So I'm trying to keep my lines as uniform as I can to the shape and to the amount of ink I want to put down, so it's not too dark and too light. So it's just right. Because I know this is darker than this area. I know this is darker than this, so this needs to be darker. Because they're all kind of looking like the same depth. And the outline of her face is lighter. It has a light coming from underneath and on the sides. And I hope everybody who's come in tonight can subscribe, and you will know when I'll be back and be another fun drawing session. I'm not that loud. I don't talk in a very excited way. It's just a topic. I'm not energetic about it. I'm more like a smooth, calm, and like to teach people in that way, or show them how I do things. So I teach by example more than instruction, but I can give instruction by explaining every step to say, well, step one is where I do the light tracing out of shape. So you can go back to this video when I post it and see how it started, and you can check out the whole process, because it was a fun one. It's definitely a fun one for me. I love these interesting figures in perspective. They're not boring. They're interesting to look at. I find the straight-on drawings, the portraits, are a little too predictable. They get a little too routine for me. So I mix it up with drawings like this. I thank you everybody for joining me tonight. And coming to the end of the video. And I just want to encourage everybody before I go to like and subscribe. So there I have it. That's my perspective drawing for tonight. Thanks everybody, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.